Getting jacked in your 40s isn't a lost cause. In fact, it's 100% possible, but only if you follow a plan built for your body at this stage of life. The truth is, most men never get there because they're doing all the wrong things and they don't even realize it. Charlie Munger once said, "All I want to know is where I'm going to die, so I never go there." In other words, always invert. Instead of asking, "How do I get jacked?" ask, "What keeps me weak?" and then do the opposite. This works because our brains are naturally better at spotting problems and coming up with solutions. So in this video, I'm not going to tell you how to get jacked. I'm going to show you the 19 guaranteed ways to stay fat, weak, and out of shape in your 40s, and if you want the opposite result, just do the opposite. I'm Rio and I help busy men over 40 gain muscle and lose fat with minimalist training. Over the last decade, I've transformed my body from this to this, and while I'm not 40 myself, I coach men who are, and I know exactly what works for your body at this stage of life. The first way to guarantee you stay stuck is to watch lots of fitness content, but then do nothing with it. So what you want to do if you want to stay stuck is to just mentally masturbate to as much fitness content as possible, follow as many different fitness channels as you can that all have conflicting messages, and make sure to confuse yourself up the arsehole so that you're incapable of taking action and you're just paralyzed and confused. This is a fantastic way to stay stuck. Number 2. Believe it's too late to get in shape. This is a great way to stay stuck because if you believe that you can't get in shape and that you're in your 40s and above and you've missed the boat and it's too late, then what this is going to do is it's going to prevent you from taking the actions required in order to get in shape, because fundamentally as human beings, we will never act out of alignment with what we believe to be true about the world and ourselves. So if you believe that it's impossible for you to get in shape, then you've basically prevented yourself from ever being able to take action in order to make it happen, because the master algorithm of life is beliefs, actions, results. Your beliefs create your actions and your actions create your results. And so if your beliefs are all fucked up, it's going to ensure that you don't take action, and as a result of not taking action, you're never going to get any results. Number 3. Jump from program to program. Make sure to never see anything through. Make sure to never stick to one program or one diet plan for very long, because then you might actually start seeing results and like, ew, what the fuck? We don't want that, right? So make sure tomorrow to start a new diet or workout plan, and then 1 week from tomorrow, make sure to start a new workout program. Make sure to start a new diet plan, because if you stick to something for long enough, you might actually start seeing results and like, ugh, you know? So that's a fantastic way to stay stuck, to stay weak, to stay fat, and to stay out of shape. Number 4, keep trying to figure it out all alone. Make sure to never get help from someone who's actually done it before and helped people just like you, because then you might actually become successful, because you're going to be following a proven plan that has worked for people just like you, and you're going to have someone who knows what they're doing holding your hand. So if there was one way to guarantee that you stay stuck, it is to make sure that you never get help, because getting help would guarantee that you become successful, because you would have someone literally hold your hand and make sure that it happens, who actually knows what they're doing, has not only done it for themselves, but actually done it for many people in your exact circumstance. Shameless plug, guys. By the way, if you're stuck and you want help dialing this shit in, basically linked a short video in the description, and basically it explains exactly how I help men over 40 get their fitness on point. And if you're interested in that, make sure to click the link below to see what it looks like and how it could work for you. Anyways, back to the video. Number 5, blame external circumstances. This is really, really powerful, because if you take all responsibility off of yourself and you blame your wife, you blame your kids, you blame your hectic work schedule, you blame your slow metabolism, you blame your decreasing testosterone levels, this way, you'll never have power to change, and this is a fantastic way to stay stuck, because as long as you blame someone else or some external force for why you're out of shape and not seeing progress in your fitness, you will have taken all responsibility off of yourself and thus taken all power away from yourself to make a change. So if you want to basically exempt yourself and make yourself absolutely guaranteed to stay stuck, then this is a fantastic way to do it. Blame everyone but yourself, and make sure to continue going like that, because that way you'll take the power away from you. And as long as you don't have power, you're basically fucked. Number 6, do what everyone else is doing. Make sure to follow the status quo. Make sure to follow what everyone else does. Make sure to work out 5 to 6 to 7 days a week like your buddy John, and fucking run on the treadmill for 2 hours a day and eat, salads all day like a fucking rabbit, like most people do to try and get in shape. Because most people are out of shape. So it would be absolutely huge of you to follow what they are doing in order to make sure that you stay out of shape. Because if they are out of shape and you follow what they are doing, you are following a proven recipe to basically get fuck all results. So this is a fantastic way to stay stuck. Just look at your friends or look at people online or look at anyone who doesn't have the result that you want and make sure to copy them. Make sure to do exactly what they are doing. This is a fantastic way to make sure that you never succeed. Number 7, pick a fitness plan that you can't stick to. So it's very important if you want to stay stuck to pick a plan that you can't stay consistent with. Because if you picked a sustainable fitness plan that actually worked with your lifestyle, it would ensure that you're consistent. And consistency is the #1 ingredient to success. So we want to make sure to not be fucking consistent if we want to make sure that you stay stuck. So picking a sustainable fitness plan would naturally make you consistent, and yuck, we don't want that, right? So make sure to pick a fitness plan that is completely beyond the realms of what you can actually stick to and commit to, because then you're going to be inconsistent and that will guarantee that you stay stuck. Number 8, wait for perfect conditions. The truth is, guys, there will never be perfect conditions. There will never be a point where you have all your ducks in a row and it's going to be a perfect time to start getting in shape. If you need perfect conditions to be successful, the moment the conditions change, you will stop being successful. You should actually start trying to get in shape when your conditions are at their worst, because they're only going to get better from there. And if you can prove success when things are bad and you're in bad circumstances, then when they get bad again, which they inevitably will because that's fucking life, then you will remain successful because you will have learned how to do it in bad times. So a fantastic way to stay stuck, to stay weak, to stay fat, to stay out of shape is to keep telling yourself that you'll start when conditions get better. You'll start tomorrow when things are in a better place. This is a great way to stay stuck. Number 9, expect results overnight. Make sure to never be patient when it comes to fitness and getting in shape, because honestly, it takes time to get in good shape. Results take time to accrue. And so if you're patient, you're actually going to end up sticking it out instead of quitting. And that's probably going to guarantee that you become successful. So make sure to always be impatient and to always expect overnight results. Make sure to believe that you're going to somehow achieve your dream body within 2 weeks. Because if you do that, it will ensure that you get quickly discouraged and end up quitting instead of sticking it out. Number 10, avoid tracking anything. Never track your calories, never track your protein, never track your strength in the gym, never track your weight, never track your steps, because if you track, you would know that you're doing the right things. You would know that you're taking the required actions in order to transform your body. It would actually take away all the guesswork and it would make sure that you are pulling the exact levers you need to pull in order to get in great shape. And if you track, you'll actually know what to fix if you ever run into a problem and something's not working in your fitness regimen. So really, if there's one way to guarantee you stay stuck, it's to avoid tracking anything, because tracking takes away all of the guesswork and it ensures that you're not making emotional decisions, that you're making decisions based on logic, and you'll know exactly what's going on. You'll have a grasp of everything. And so if you want to stay stuck and you want to guarantee that, make sure to avoid tracking anything. Number 11, follow advice from steroid users. So steroids completely change the game of building muscle because they enhance your recovery ability. They give you superhuman recovery abilities to where you can recover fast and easily from very high volumes of training. You can practically live in the gym and still be able to recover and see success. And so if you want to guarantee that you stay stuck, make sure to follow workout plans from people who are taking steroids, because what they do does not apply to you whatsoever. And so by you following their plan, you will ensure that you completely stay stuck. Number 12, exercise, don't train. So if you want to guarantee you stay stuck, make sure to exercise for the immediate effect instead of training with a long-term goal in mind. Make sure to always confuse time spent in the gym and, temporary feel-good effects for progress. That is a great way to stay stuck. Never train with a long-term goal in mind to where each workout is one constituent piece of a plan to get you bigger and stronger. Make sure to never have a system in place to help you make progress or get stronger over time, because if you have a system in place and you have a long-term goal in mind, you might eventually end up successful. Number 13, prioritize volume over intensity. So make sure to always train long instead of hard. Do marathon workouts where where you're doing endless exercises and sets and you're using half-ass effort on basically a bunch of fucking fluff. This is going to ensure that you overtrain and burn yourself out. And that is a very good recipe for staying stuck and never gaining any muscle or strength. Number 14, avoid compound exercises. So if you did compound exercises, you would be doing the most effective movements that you can do in the gym, and that would make it pretty hard for you to be unsuccessful. So what you want to do instead to guarantee that you stay stuck and never gain any muscle and strength is to focus solely on pumping light weights for endless sets and reps on endless isolation exercises. This is a fantastic recipe for making sure that you see zero progress in the gym. Make sure to do the inferior type of movement, isolation exercises, instead of focusing on compound exercises, because if you focus heavily on compound exercises, it'd be pretty fucking hard for you to not gain any muscle and strength. Number 15, don't train hard. So if you trained hard and you pushed your sets close to failure to where you could no longer move the weight despite exerting maximal effort, you would stimulate muscle growth, because pushing your sets close to failure, training hard, is fundamentally how muscle growth is stimulated. So if you want to make sure you never build any muscle or strength, make sure to never train hard. Never push out those last final tough reps, because if you push those reps out, you would be forced to gain muscle, because that's how muscle growth is stimulated. So make sure to always leave 3 to 5 reps in the tank on every single set, because that would guarantee that you stay stuck. Never, ever, ever train hard, because if you train hard, you would stimulate growth and you would be forced to gain muscle. Number 16, ignore progressive overload. So the body basically grows through increased stress and resistance over time. And so if there was one way to guarantee you never gain muscle, it would be this. It would be to completely ignore progressive overload, because if you applied progressive overload, if you added weight to your exercises over time and strive to get stronger, you would force your muscles to grow. There would literally be no other way around it. Like, this is fundamentally how a body is built. You damage it through training hard, and then your body recovers, it adapts, and then you have to come back to the next workout and apply more stress in order to continue forcing your body to grow. And so if you wanted to make sure that you stay stuck and never gain any muscle, make sure to not constantly increase the resistance that you place on your muscles. Never add any weight to the bar, never strive to add any reps, because if you did that, it would be virtually impossible for you to not gain muscle. Number 17, avoid sleeping enough. So being sleep deprived would guarantee that you gain no muscle. So make sure to do that, because if you slept enough, you would give your body the rest it needs to actually grow muscle. You'd be healthier, you'd have higher testosterone levels, you'd be leaner, you'd feel better. So make sure to never sleep enough. Make sure to never get 8 hours of sleep. Always sleep fewer than 8 hours per night, and that's going to guarantee that you stay stuck. Number 18, skip rest days. So you would never want to give your body the rest time it needs to recover, because then it would actually gain muscle. So make sure to always train on consecutive days, train 5 to 6 days a week, and never give your body more rest days than training days each week. Because if you did that, you would virtually guarantee that you would give your body the rest time that it needs to actually grow muscle, and you don't want that, right? So if you gave your body more rest days, you'd be able to train harder in your workouts, you would be able to achieve consistent progressive overload, and you would simply give your body the rest time it needs to grow. And this is all stuff that would basically guarantee muscle growth, so make sure to not do it. Number 19, don't hit the right calorie and protein intake. So hitting the right calorie and protein intake is by far the most important thing when it comes to nutrition. This is going to have the biggest impact on your health, your fat loss, your muscle growth, and just your ability to look and feel good. And so if you want to guarantee that you're unsuccessful, do not do this. Make sure to set the wrong calorie and protein intake, and make sure to never track your calories and protein, because if you tracked your calories and protein, you would make sure that you actually hit the right calories and protein every day, and that would virtually guarantee that you become successful. So make sure to avoid doing that at all costs. Now let's reverse it into what you should do. Watch some fitness content and then take action. Believe it's possible to get in shape. Stick to one program. Get help from somebody who's done it. Take responsibility. Don't do what everyone else is doing. Pick a fitness plan you can stick to. Don't wait for perfect conditions. Be patient. Track religiously. Don't listen to steroid users. Train. Don't exercise. Prioritize intensity over volume. Focus on compound exercises. Train hard. Focus on progressive overload. Sleep a lot. have plenty of rest days, hit the right calorie and protein intake every day. If you enjoyed this video, you're gonna love this video right here where I talk about why you're not building muscle after 40.